We just spent 7 days on the #1 voted cruise line in the world. Is it as good as they say? Well, join us on board as we give our brutal and honest review. Does it deserve its place at the top?
This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
Well, good morning, cruisers, friends, my cherished family members. I'm starting the vlog today. How fun is this? I'm on the hunt. I'm going to go and grab a quick snack and some coffee this morning. Ben is just finishing editing a video and he's busy, so I thought, do you know what? I'll treat him since, well, it's not his birthday. I'm just going to treat him anyway. Grab him a coffee before we start another day here on Virgin Voyages. Today we're in Montenegro. We've got a tour planned later today. And already it looks beautiful outside. Check out this view this morning when I opened the curtains. Absolutely stunning. This is the first time we've ever been here, so it's a brand new adventure and we're looking forward to it. Oh my gosh, while I was downstairs getting the coffee, I almost missed this incredible sailing. Wow, this is absolutely stunning. Yeah, I'm so excited for today now, guys. As I said, it's the first time here for both of us. And this already looks absolutely beautiful. It's burned my retinas off though. Can't see a thing. I need my glasses.
I slept so well on board the brand new ship Resilient Lady by Virgin Voyages. We're going to have a fantastic day. Let's go grab some breakfast before we meet for our shore excursion. We're taking a shore excursion today. If you're wondering where we are, Dubrovnik. Land of Game of Thrones, and we've never been before, so we're super excited to go somewhere brand new. It's always so much fun. I've got a feeling we're all in for a treat.
We're going to go and grab a quick bite to eat before we head off the ship. They do things a little bit differently here on Virgin Voyages. You don't get tickets in your room. It's all done through the app, so you'll get a notification and a confirmation through the app about your tour. But first things first, food. Let's go.
So we've came up to the Galley for some breakfast. There is a huge selection of foods. It's a mixture of just go help yourself with the pastries and light bites and things like that. But if you want anything more substantial, you can scan the QR code and pop your little raise for service tab. And somebody will come over and serve you. It does have a buffet atmosphere, even though it isn't, because everything is freshly cooked. It is a bit busy in the morning, guys, especially before getting off in a busy port like this. So try and find a seat somewhere a bit quieter. The tables are quite close together as well. Anyway, I went up and grabbed some food. I've got a lovely little egg McMuffin style thing with some cheese and things. Also got a lovely little brioche white chocolate bun as well. But lots and lots on offer. David's just gone over to grab a coffee from the Grounds Club. Now there is free coffee, but you can also pay for coffee as well. So
yep, this is what I came for. I've been dreaming about this croissant since we were last on Virgin. It is so good. It's the salmon and cheese croissant. Delicious. But the view is spectacular today. I am really surprised about how beautiful this is. It's not really a region that we've ever thought about coming to before. And we are super excited to get off and explore. Gorgeous.
That little McMuffin sandwich was really, really tasty. Much better than McDonald's. Sorry, McDonald's. You know how much I love my McDonald's. Fabulous. Anyway, I've got this little brioche white chocolate bun and it looks freaking delicious. Let's go have a try. Call me royalty and stick a crown on me. That is blooming delicious. Oh, they're coming around with tea and coffee as well. So if you don't get a coffee from the station, they'll come and refill you, which is great as well. But really love this concept because it really isn't like a buffet. Being able to get table service from about 5 or 6 different places is really fantastic because there is a huge array of food here. Other places you can get food as well. There's little snack stations all around the ship. You can get things like pastries and stuff in the coffee shop. There's also a brunch in Razzle Dazzle and a brunch in the Wake as well, which is really fantastic. We've already done Razzle Dazzle. Here's a few pictures of the food and it is so good. And we're going to do the Wake later on, so cheers. So a really delicious breakfast here in the Galley. Like I said, so much choice. One thing that I really appreciate is it's open till blooming 11 a.m. So many cruise lines now are ending breakfast at like 9 a.m. It is crazy because this is a bit like a main dining room and a buffet in one. So much more on offer than any other cruise ship. Anyway, the time has come. Let's go and have a look at the city of Dubrovnik. I'm so excited. Let's go.
So we've headed to the chart room, and that is the big red table at the roundabout to meet our tour group. We've checked in, we've been given group number 6, a little card here that we're going to take off the ship with us and meet the rest of the group outside. So let's go.
Oh, it's been a busy, quick morning. Anyway, if you're joining us for this episode, we are going to review everything on Virgin Voyages and just give you a full-on review about everything from the technology, entertainment, the ship, just about everything. And we're going to be very honest and very brutal about it like we normally are. And we can't wait to tell you exactly what we think about Virgin Voyages, especially now that they've been around for 2 or 3 years because they are still a new cruise line. And lots of things have changed, so we've got lots of interesting things coming up on this video.
And we're going to do the tick together. Brand new port for us, first time ever here. Tick, we can tick it off the list.
We've been to Dubrovnik.
Yes. Should we get back on board now? Go grab some more breakfast?
No.
No, let's do the tour, shall we? Here's our bus straight ahead, just as we got off the ship. Looks like it's going to be a small group. It's only a little van. Got my tickets ready. Make sure you hold on to these because this is your ticket for the tour.
It's happening again. Our first stop, a blooming cable car, but it doesn't look too bad. It was about a 5-10 minute drive from the port here to the very middle of the city of Dubrovnik. We can see all of the walls. It looks magical. I'm really looking forward to today.
It is picturesque with fairy tale castles, city walls, old buildings, even the new buildings as well. They've kept the same style. It is gorgeous. We should change our channel to cable cars with Ben and David. What do you think, Ben?
I agree.
Yeah.
It's literally a weekly occurrence now.
But this is beautiful.
And it feels safe. As far as cable cars go, that one wasn't bad at all. It was a bit bumpy in the middle, but the views up here are more than worth it. This is stunning. It's about a 4-minute ride up, and we're at an elevation of about 2,500 feet, and it only just took that few minutes. But the scenery up here is unbelievable. All of my Game of Thrones dreams are coming true because we can see King's Landing, aka the old town of Dubrovnik just below, and it is absolutely stunning. And have we looked out with this weather or what? You can actually see 3 different countries from this spot as well, which is pretty insane. And what's really interesting, our guide's been telling us all about the war back in 1991, which isn't even that far back, and how she was a refugee for a few years in Germany. But we're happy to see things looking pretty good now. But yeah, what a view. This is just amazing. I've got to say the old city looks a lot smaller than I thought it was going to do, because you've always seen pictures of it and it's tiny. I think it might be because we're so far away, but really looking forward to getting down there and exploring. It looks amazing.
In case you didn't know, Croatia has become a really big tourist hotspot. It is one of the most popular places to visit at the moment. You'll find many cruise ships here, but also just a lot of people visiting as well from all over Europe and all around the world. So in the summer months, it can become very, very, very crowded. However, we've looked out, we've came just at the very end of the season, and it's nice and quiet, but we've still got the weather, and actually it's not too hot. But the problem with it being so popular is that it has now got quite expensive. Just at this restaurant here, the prices are rather expensive. I mean, about €8 for French fries, €10 for a bowl of soup. What? That is extortionate, guys. So just bear that in mind.
Are you ready to take your online presence to the next level? From growing your business online to creating a beautiful website, Squarespace has you covered. With cutting-edge technology, your website will be powered by Fluid Engine. This revolutionary drag and drop system designed by Squarespace will allow you to unleash your creativity like never before. Choose from a wide range of eye-catching templates, tailor-made for every industry and purpose. You can customize every aspect using the designer fonts and color palettes. No design skills? Well, no problem. Squarespace's intuitive interface makes it easy to bring your vision to life, even if you're a beginner. When it comes to online product sales, Squarespace has you covered with its robust e-commerce capabilities. And the best part for us has to be the powerful analytic tools. Squarespace provides you with detailed insights so that you can understand your audience and make informed business decisions. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Ben and David to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
Just to say, if you weren't part of the tour group, this tour cost about $155 each, which isn't cheap. So we're going to see if it's worth the money. It costs about €30, €27 return to come up here. Personally, I think that's quite expensive. I mean, the view is amazing, but it is only a 4-minute ride, so that is quite pricey really, but you can't argue with these views, can you? So we're coming into the main city now. If I have one criticism of the tour so far, is that our guide is so fast. Oh my gosh, we're almost running, so we're just missing any opportunity to take any photos.
So we're heading up to the city walls now. It is quite a steep climb up. Ooh, that croissant was not a good choice for breakfast.
Wow, and now we've came up to the city wall. So this is the wall that surrounds the whole city and used to protect it during the wars. It is, I don't have words for it, I really don't. You always want to go somewhere and see it, but sometimes you get there and you're like, meh, a little bit underwhelming. Not Dubrovnik. It is just spectacular, so well kept, so well preserved, and they still keep it up today, which is just fantastic because so many people should see this. It's just, amazing.
Really? You're gonna make me do this? Walk, climb and talk at the same time. But it is absolutely worth it. It is stunning. I am not disappointed by this place at all. It's visually beautiful. Every single corner, every single angle is absolutely amazing.
So it goes without saying that the actual walls, coming up the walls, is completely not accessible at all. And we'd recommend that actually you'd be quite fit because there are some really steep inclines and it's a fair distance all the way around, but it really is fantastic. Tickets are included in our tour. They're usually 35 euros per person. This is one of the reasons we chose to do this tour, just because it did include so much, like the expensive tickets up to the cable car and the expensive tickets around here, worth more than the price. And it's great to hear that a lot of the money goes towards conserving the area as well, and the walls which have all been bombed and fallen down in the past as well. That tour was really fantastic. It was about 4 or 5 hours. So welcome to the ancient old town of Dubrovnik. This place is absolutely insane. It's getting busier and busier by the day, but we've came in the best time of the year. It's October here, so the season isn't as high as it is in the summer, but they do limit the amount of people on cruise ships here. They don't limit the amount of cruise ships, they limit the amount of people. So only a maximum of 7,000 people visiting on cruise ships can come here each day. Let's take a look at this Game of Thrones paradise. The first 3 seasons were shot here. It is spectacular.
So we've done many of these old cities before, and sometimes you do come and you are disappointed. I have to say Dubrovnik has not disappointed. It feels very clean, which in comparison to some places we've been to recently, such as Santorini, is really lovely to see. As Ben said, this is coming up to the end of the season. I do think this is the perfect time because it's still nice and sunny, it's not too hot and it's not too busy. I mean, even today it does feel a little bit busy, but it's not too much. One great thing about cruising with Virgin is that we're not leaving here until 10 p.m. tonight, so it does mean you've got plenty of time to explore. You can stay late as well, you can enjoy dinner off the ship if you really wanted to, and they are running free shuttles from the port to the town, and they are running every half an hour, so that's a great alternative if you don't want to do a tour, or if you want to stick around after the tour, you can do. We could stick around for as long as we want after this and maybe grab something to eat.
Oh, so that's it for our day in Dubrovnik. Now, if you're also wondering, what would it cost if we did that DIY? Well, it would have cost 27 euros to go up and down on the cable car per person and 35 euros to go walk across the top. So that's a total of 62 euros if we were to do that separate. Now, is it worth the almost $100 more? Well, that's up to you. Personally, I don't think it is. That's why I like to do things DIY and save ourselves nearly 100 euros each. Oh, doesn't she look lovely? I do love a sparkly ship. Do you, the resilient lady, looking fabulous here in Dubrovnik? One thing that I really do appreciate it, I think we might have mentioned it earlier on, is that they do have a free shuttle bus. So Virgin Voyages specifically runs a free shuttle bus to places where the ports are a little bit further away. So many cruise lines are not doing that now, and you're required at your own expense or to take a shore excursion to get to the actual place where the cruise line said it was going to take you. But it is really good.
I feel like a tiny little ant next to the ship. It's very rare that you get to a port where you really do get to spend so much time taking loads of pictures of the ship. We just got some really good ones at the very, very front, just taking loads and loads of photos. She's so much bigger in real life than what you see from when you're looking at it from a distance. It's amazing. Oh, so we've just got back to the ship after our day in Dubrovnik, and holy shirt balls. Just look how beautiful this sunset is. Dubrovnik, you keep on giving. I don't think there has been one point today where there's not been a beautiful, picturesque scenery. And I can definitely see why they call it Jewel or the Pearl of the Adriatic, because it really is that stunning. Wow, absolutely gorgeous.
Whilst we're back in the balcony, now is a pretty good time, I think, to mark the cabins. Now, the cabins overall are really spacious, really bright. Some pluses that we really do like about them. We love that they have the remote control system where you can control all of the room controls, the curtains, the lighting. Another great thing is all of the inclusive movies and TV shows and music. A few other things that we really, really love about these cabins is that you get water, which is refilled every single day. Another big benefit is the size of the balcony. The balcony is really spacious, and I can't tell you enough how amazing that bloomin' hammock is. It's on basically every single balcony, bar a few at the very front of the ship, I think. We're not a fan of the bed seat configuration. Get rid of the seat and just put a bloomin' couch and a normal bed in. Another thing, the bathroom is a little bit small. On the upside in the bathroom, you get really good amenities, a lovely big mirror, and the shower is actually huge. I think I'm going to knock off a point for the bathroom, and I'm going to knock off a point for the bed / sofa system because it just doesn't work. But otherwise, we have to give it an 8 out of 10. It is a really, really lovely cabin, and the changes that Virgin Voyages have made, making them much more comfortable with all of the wood touches, adding little touches which make them feel a little bit more warmer. We really are impressed with them. We genuinely do like the cabins.
As we departed Croatia, we headed to Razzle Dazzle for some dinner. All the food was fantastic and so beautifully presented. We just love the food in here. It's always such high quality and reminds us of extra pay specialty dining on other cruise lines, but it's all included. Next up, let's talk about the crew and the service here on Virgin Voyages. Well, quite simply, the crew are amazing. They are so friendly, unique as well. That's one thing we want to stress, is that they're all encouraged to be themselves, to be unique. So they all have different hairdos, tattoos, piercings, showing a bit of their personality. It is so lovely. Yeah, and while we're seeing a lot of cuts from other cruise lines, and it's really showing because the crew are rushing around, rushed off their feet, that they just don't engage with you or don't have the time to engage with you. It's very different in here because it does feel like the crew have the time to stand, chat with you, get to know you, which is so lovely to see. We can always tell when there's a happy crew or a sad crew, and it always feels like there's a happy crew here. The reason for that is because we know that they are treated much better than other cruise lines. They get extra things such as free Wi-Fi so they can contact loved ones at home. We know that there's no tipping, there's no gratuities on here because they get a better pay. From what we've heard from some of the crew, it also seems like they get much more time to explore in port as well, which is fantastic to see. So for us, we give the crew a solid 10 out of 10.
I think she says something. So on a night, the lights change in all of the balconies to say something, and I can't say what it is. I've got a feeling it might be ahoy because I can see a H and an O. It might be. Anyway, one thing that we do want to discuss, because I think this is our 5th Virgin cruise now, is how things have changed and how things have progressed. Because Virgin is still a brand new cruise line. I mean, she didn't even have her first official sailing till after the pandemic. So that's under 2 years, and they already have 3 different ships. So a few of the complaints when it first came out was that there wasn't enough entertainment, there wasn't enough on during the day. And boy, has that changed. Every single time we come back on, honestly, it just gets better and better. The shows get more polished. There's much more entertainment. The shows on this ship have been so fantastic. Incredibly talented singers and performers and musicians. We just honestly have so much fun on Virgin Cruises. We're really pleased to see the growth of Virgin. So Virgin, please don't cut anything. Please don't make big cuts because it's really good.
Let's head to the next day for some brunch.
Oh, David, are you ready for some food?
Yes, I am. I'm always ready for food. Like, why are you even asking? Breakfast time? Well, technically brunch time, but I'm very excited because it's always a good one here on Virgin.
Yes, so this morning we're having brunch in the Wake. This is one of our favourite restaurants on board Virgin Voyages, and it's at the very back of the ship. But look at this, the chandelier. It's very bougie, isn't it? Anyway, Down the stairs, Titanic style.
This has to be the best entrance to any restaurant. You really do feel like a grand entrance when you're coming down these stairs. Hello, people. Hello.
Hello, people. Yes, I'd probably say that the wake here at the back is the fanciest restaurant on board. It's more like a steakhouse on an evening, but it is really, really lovely. Guys, I know we've said it in a previous episode, but the fancy little things like the sugar cubes and the little clam shell salt, it is lovely. It really is. What's great as well is that you can also do a bottomless brunch as well with several types of drinks, Prosecco, beer, and it's $25 per person. Now, I really don't think that's bad because you could spend a good few hours in here really getting your money's worth and go out completely and utterly hammered if you wanted. Anyway, the pastries have just arrived. Oh my goodness gosh, they look blooming lovely, super tasty. I've went for this. What is it? It looks like some type of donut contraption. Can have a little try. He did say it was French, so ooh la la, let's have a try. Oh, well, glaze my face and call me a cinnamon bun. That is delicious. Oh, and I can taste the French as well. It tastes like the Eiffel Tower in my mouth, but less tall and less sharp. It's a bit like a fancy donut. I'm here for it.
So Ben went French and I went German. We're like the European Union of pastries today, Ben. The first word that came into my head when I put it in my mouth was moist. That is a very moist, delicious cake.
Everybody loves a good moist muffin, don't they, David?
And I'm sorry to everybody who cringes at the word moist. Moist, moist.
One lump or two, dear. You know you fancy when you've got lumps of sugar. Let's have a little try of the coffee. That's strong, like bloomin' Hercules. Who puts the coffee in? Coffee-ators. Virgin Voyages, apparently. That's delicious.
So for my first course, I got the clam chowder. Just look how beautiful that dish looks. And they pour the, I guess you call it, is that the chowder part of the clam chowder? The soup part of the clam chowder over your dish in front of you. Thick, creamy, crispy with the little bits in the middle. And the potatoes are delicious as well. That is absolutely wonderful. I think this is the first time I've had this on Virgin. Very, very yummy. I've had the poached shrimp before as well, and that's very good as well. So if you're looking for my recommendations, there you go.
Anyway, I got the citrus salad and it is absolutely gorgeous. Just look how beautifully it's presented. You'd think we would be in a Michelin star restaurant or something, but nutty, fruity. No, I'm not describing me. Really lovely, sour and sweet. It's got all of the elements in there. Crunchy salad. Absolutely blooming divine. What a way to start the day. Feeling very fancy indeed. This is lovely. And for a salad, guys, as well. They've actually made a salad taste beautiful.
So for my main course, I went for the Eggs Benedict, or the Eggs Ben as I call it, because we're good friends, you know, we're on good friend terms. Mine comes with a soft shell crab on top, and it's on top of a cornbread muffin rather than an English muffin. Oh wow, that soft shell crab is super crispy and delicious. I'm not too sure about the corn muffin. It's a little bit strange for me, but the eggs are perfectly cooked. Yummy.
Yes, we went Benedict all around, so I guess I'm in fashion today because I'm actually a Benedict. How funny is that? I went for the wake, which is the pork belly version of this, and it comes with a regular muffin, not any of those weird corn muffins. Just look how this egg cuts. How beautiful is that? Gooey, beautiful, beautifully perfect poached eggs. It's a bit like me, hard on the outside, bit wobbly and soft on the inside. For the love of Benedict, all of us Benedict, that is freaking delicious. Honestly, I think that probably is one of the best eggs Benedicts I've ever tasted. Really beautiful, lovely savoury taste, beautiful eggs, gorgeous hollandaise sauce, and a lovely crispy muffin underneath. Who doesn't love a good crispy muffin in the morning? Because I certainly do. That is a star. Beautiful.
In the words of Ben, it is breakfast dessert time. And this is a true dessert. I got the crepe layer cake, and it comes filled with cream in between each layer and strawberries on top. I absolutely love the little crunchy bits as well because they're sweet, and the sauce on top is really delicious. I have to say, that is very, very good.
I went for the apple dessert and it looks absolutely delicious. I've got to applaud the chefs. Oh, sorry, I apologise. Sorry, bad jokes. Anyway, let's go try it. It's got a ricotta top on and it's some type of apple cake. That is apple. No, I'm going to stop. It's delicious.
Oh, Ben, your jokes, they're rotten.
Oh, to the core. Really delicious, guys. Really, really lovely meal. Really enjoyed every course. Fabulous service as well during the meal as well. I'm going to get back to this because it's blooming delicious.
Oh my gosh, that was absolutely delicious, and I am sufficiently stuffed now for the rest of the day. Now, I know we've mentioned it before, but the most important thing is that you book your restaurants. You can do this before you get on the cruise, or you can do it while you're on the cruise, but we recommend doing it as soon as you can. If you don't get a reservation, we recommend to keep checking throughout the cruise and even on the day, because sometimes reservations do pop up, people cancel at the last minute, people change their mind. So do keep checking on the app.
Right, shall we go do some trivia, David?
Oh my gosh, the trivia was so hard, but we loved how it was different to other cruise lines. It ended in a big sing-along. Going down. I think these lifts have to be the most fabulous lifts on any cruise line. I just love them. And also they're just different colours as well, so you always know which part of the ship you're at. Midship, they're always red. They are very, very funky, very glamorous. I feel like I'm in a glamorous box.
We've just walked past the social club talking about food as well, and we just love you can get loads of little sweets and treats, little bits of chocolate, and even little jellied sweets. It is so good, guys. Things like that you just don't see on any other cruise ship. It's fabulous.
Now let's talk about the entertainment here on Virgin Voyages. It's a little bit different than what you find on your other mainstream cruise lines. It feels like there is more going on during the day. There's trivia, there's shows in the manor during the day now, which is really nice to see. And then there's lots of fun alternative things, such as bingo with a diva, which is a lot of fun. Scarlet Night is always fun. It's random, but completely bonkers, and ends in a massive party. So the shows in the main theatre are less a 45-minute jukebox of random songs stringed together. They are a little bit more artistic, with acrobats. They're funny and they are very cheeky as well. There is a lot of adult humour. Also, we love things like the karaoke booths, which you can just go and rent out yourself if you want to go and sing in private. Or they actually do have karaoke if you would like an audience as well. So overall, lots of entertainment options for everybody. They now do a dinner show, which is an extra cost, which is a fantastic option, and they hold that in the manor. Overall, it has really improved, so we're going to give it an 8 out of 10. We've already decided we're going to get this installed in our house. This is going to be the entranceway to our house now from now on. And also not forgetting the casino. Well, we're not gamblers ourselves, but if you're into your casinos and you like a big casino, you might be a little bit disappointed because it is on the smaller side on Virgin. There are tables and machines, the usual things that you do find in all the casinos on all the different cruise ships.
So the next thing we're going to score is the ship itself. Now, obviously, this is a big one because the ship is basically everything on board. Some things that we really love about Virgin Voyages are how bright and fun the ships are. They're just not the regular type of cruise ship that you've been on before. They're not boring, all greys and creams and woods. It's all very modern, bright, colourful, still very comfortable. There's so much comfortable seating around. It's something that we really love. So many little spaces that you can go in and relax. It's all very original and very different to anything else that we've seen before. But the spaces themselves really work. One thing that we love about Virgin as well is that the ships are very small. They hold around 2,600, 2,700 people. And now compared to some of the monster ships by like Royal Caribbean, they're 3 times bigger. 3 times bigger. So these ships are really comfortable. And the amount of space per passenger as well is really good. The ships themselves are still quite big, but there are plenty of venues all around that we really do like. Now, the one thing that I personally don't like that much is that the ships haven't really changed from ship to ship. Apart from a few subtle changes here and there, the ships are basically identical. The outdoor areas as well are really comfortable. Towards the back of the ship at the dock, that area is so lovely, especially with their free meze plates and little bites to eat. The upper decks as well, there are so many sun lounges. Yes, the pools aren't the biggest. Could they have been bigger? Probably, but there still is plenty of space. And because you've got no kids on board, it means that they're not splashing in the pool anyway and swimming in the pool. So the pools have been quite empty anyway, even on sunny sea days like this. They get a big thumbs up for us. I think I'm going to take a few points off just because they are all exactly the same and we would like to see a little bit of difference between the ships. So overall, going to give them an 8 out of 10. It's been about 15 minutes since we've ate something, isn't it? So should we try something brand new on Virgin Voyages? Let's go for a bit of cheeky afternoon tea, shall we? I'm really interested to see what this one's going to be like, because we've had some of the best afternoon teas at sea on other ships, so let's go.
Oh, so we've came to the Sip Lounge for a spot of afternoon tea, and we do love an afternoon tea, and here on Virgin, it's available between 1 and 4. You don't need to make a reservation, you just come in, take a seat, and one of the lovely bar staff will put the order through for you. There's two options. There's one without bubbles, and that includes your tea and your little bites, and that is $19 per person. Or if you would like bubbles, it's $35 per person, and you get tea, your little bites, plus a glass of champagne. So the only thing I need to choose is which tea I would like, and there's a nice little selection.
Oh, so we've been brought out our afternoon tea. We have absolutely no idea. She just dumped it, then ran off, so I'm not sure. So we're going to have to ask what it is, just in case it doesn't have something in there that I don't like. It looks very interesting, very, very colourful indeed. Looks like we've got a few types of sandwiches. And then the most beautifully coloured cakes. Oh my gosh, they are colourful and look very scrumptious indeed, especially the rainbow cake. And then we've got a couple of scones each, but guys, look how much clotted cream we've been given. One of those per person. Do they not know we're British? I'm frankly offended. We should have about 10 times the amount of that. So we're going to have to ask for some more. I feel like I've just sipped a bunch of roses. That is not good, guys. Might have to change this one up. It's so floral, I think it's going to start budding in my bowl.
My gosh, Ben, the way you're holding that cup looks like a pint glass.
Oh, sorry. Not doing it the right way. Is it pinkies up? It's very hard to hold. Right, let's go and try these sandwiches. First up, we've got that pear and brie. Fruit in a sandwich. That's very odd, isn't it? Very strange. Anyway, let's try this one. She said it's got cheese in there. I think that's blue cheese, David. And it feels like it's in a cake. It's not for me, that one. I don't think you could pay me to try the liver one. That's not happening.
I'm going to go in for the cakes, because I think that's going to be the star of this show, is the cakes. Got a little cream puff cake here. Nice little virgin red on the top. Let's give it a go. Very light, delicate and sweet. It's how I'm described usually.
The macaroons are absolutely delicious, but I think they've got like cream cheese in the middle of them. They're mixing things up. Super soft, super delicate, but yeah, absolutely scumdiddlyumptious. David, what on earth are you doing? You've just double creamed?
Because you eat it in two halves, you don't make a sandwich.
You do make a sandwich and you cut it in half.
No. You get double the pleasure.
Anyway, let us know in the comments. Do you put your cream on top or your jam on top, David? You make a sandwich. I'm more British than you. Your grandfather is Irish, so you know nothing. Right, let's have a try. That scone is very good. Very creamy, very buttery. I'm impressed. Very, very good. Didn't like the sandwiches. I like the sweets. I'd probably give it a miss till next time, because this is a new thing and I don't think they quite know how to do afternoon tea yet, but I'm sure it will get better. But cheers to the scones. I don't think they've got it quite down yet. I think they need a bit of British advice of how to do a proper afternoon tea. We would have loved to have seen a menu first of all, because we had absolutely no idea what was in any of the food, and neither did our server either. They had to go check to see what it actually was, which is nice to know because I don't eat fish and things. So good elsewhere. Go somewhere else and get it for free.
So let's talk about the technology here on Virgin Voyages. And it is really important because technology plays a really big part of the cruise. You need to download the app and use it during your voyage, because that is how you book everything. That's how you get notifications about everything. For example, when the ship docks, you'll get a ping on your phone rather than there being an announcement throughout the ship. And it's also got your tickets for any of your excursions. Basically, anything you want to do on the ship, you do through the app. Now, the app itself, the functions are really great. And we have found on this cruise, it has got a lot better. In previous cruises, it did used to crash a lot, but on this one, so far, it's actually been really stable and we've been able to do everything we need to do through the app. Overall, we're going to give the technology a 6 out of 10 because the app still does crash at times. It has a lot of good features, but it's just not as solid as other cruise lines. Also, the Wi-Fi, it is great that it's included, but it is still patchy and slow to use.
So now we're going to talk about one of the most important things on any cruise ship, let alone Virgin Voyages. It's going to be the food, of course. Now, food is very famous on Virgin Voyages. I think it's probably one of the things that they're best known for, not only because the majority of food is included on the ship, so all of the dining venues, bar 2. So there is an afternoon tea that you have to pay for. And there is a dinner show called Another Rose, which costs $50. Both of those do include a lot of things. The Another Rose show, for example, includes all of your alcohol all night, which is fantastic. No other specialty dining does that on any other cruise ship. First of all, you've got Extra Virgin, which is the Italian restaurant. Pink Agave, which is the Mexican restaurant. You've got the Wake at the back of the ship where we've just ate, and that's open for brunch and dinner. You've got Razzle Dazzle, which is open for brunch and dinner, and it's a great menu. It has changed quite a lot since Virgin Voyages started sailing. And then you've got the Test Kitchen as well. And then finally, you've got Gumbay, which is the Korean barbecue restaurant. Now, this restaurant is super fun. It's a little bit like a teppanyaki where you have your food cooked on your table with you. Now, the quality of food is absolutely outstanding. Some of the best cruise food genuinely that we've had in any of our cruises. This includes specialty dining and luxury cruising as well. The presentation, the taste, just the general service and the general restaurants themselves are absolutely bloomin' fantastic. There is so much choice, but that's just the restaurants. There are places all around the ship that you can eat as well. It's crazy how much is in offer. We're filming this now in the dock at the back of the ship. Here you can get meze plates, meze food, and even Greek food throughout the day. You've also got the pizza place as well, where you can get freshly made pizzas, which are made totally fresh for you, and they are absolutely stunning. Other places around the ship, you've obviously got places where you can get hot dogs and wings and popcorn, little snacks all around the ship as well, like the coffee shop where you've got pastries and things. You've also got the Sun Club Cafe outside as well, which do quick bits of food. And then of course you've got the buffet, which really isn't a buffet, it's called the Galley. And then of course you've got room service as well, so you can order room service using your app. Now there is a delivery fee, it's usually $7, but the trick is if you order something which is an extra charge, like maybe an extra big coffee or a Red Bull or something alcoholic, it's taken off the delivery fee, so basically you can get the delivery for free. The food, guys, 10 out of 10. If I could give it 13 out of 10, 20 out of 10, I would do, because it is some of the best inclusive food we have ever seen on any cruise ship, and you don't have to worry about paying for things. You really don't. Super, super impressed. Right, David, where we're going? Where is the test kitchen? Because I can never blum and find it.
That is one thing I always do, is get lost, because I can never find these two restaurants.
Oh, it's on the sign. So it's one deck below, and I think it's behind the high street, aka where all the shops are.
The shops are, yeah, down and at the back. But honestly, every time I keep losing these two restaurants.
They are hidden though, to be fair, behind the high street.
Yeah, definitely. They're tucked away at the back of the ship.
And talking about shops, there are so many shops on board this ship. It is a quite big area. You've got lots of luxury shopping, normal shopping as well, and a really good merch shop. The shop game is very high. Gotta say, guys, after 7 days being on Virgin Voyages, I'm knackered. I am really, really tired. There is a lot on. Mediterranean cruises are tiring as it is anyway. But yeah, it's been a good week. I feel like I need a vacation for my vacation.
I'm really excited to try the new Test Kitchen menu. I do feel like Test Kitchen sometimes is a little bit one and done, comparable with experiences like Le Petit Chef or Wonderland on other cruise lines. So it's nice that they've changed the menu. They change it halfway through the cruise, so it's a new experience, and it's got us excited to come back again and try it.
Right, David, let's check in.
Let's go. Oh, first things first.
Oh, safety first.
Washy, washy. Wow, so what an introduction to a restaurant. First things first, you're given a walk around the restaurant and you're introduced to each of the stations. So you get to see the wine station, the cocktail station, the dessert station, and even into the kitchen as well, which is really interesting. You get a tea to start. This is a tea with honey and lemon, and that starts off your meal before you've even sat down. And we've also been given an overview of the concept about what it is. So it's a set menu, but you can make some substitutions if you like for dietary needs, or if, for example, like Ben doesn't eat seafood, he's mentioned that, so they're going to swap some of the courses out for him. And then also they've given us a drinks menu and showed us the drinks pairing options.
I'm going to go for the proof-free one, just because we haven't tried this before. We tried the cocktail one before, and David's going to go for the wine pairing.
I'm starting with a sparkling rosé. She said a lot of very descriptive things and vintages and all sorts of stuff I don't really understand. So I'm just going to try it and see what I think. That's really refreshing. Tastes like a little bit like rose. I think it has got some rose petals in there. Really nice.
That is super refreshing. Notes of marzipan, lemon, sparkles. It's actually quite delicious. It's very, very refreshing, David.
Whoa, Dorothy, we're in a very posh Kansas. Is that where corn comes from, Ben? Or am I thinking Oklahoma? Oh, well, this first course looks beautiful. We've got corn four ways. It looks really pretty, and the custard corn is molded to look like a corn on the cob. It's really tasty. The different textures are really nice as well. I don't know how to describe it, and I think that's a lot of the menu. It kind of plays with your mind.
It's actually quite tasty. It tastes exactly like corn, but in custard form, which is bizarre. I like the crunchy little bits and the popcorn and the oil. It does go really, really well.
So for the next course, we've got the king smoked salmon, and it actually comes smoking up with a cloth over it, and they reveal the salmon, and all the smoke billows out. The smell of it, I think I've said this previously in restaurants like Wonderland, instantly takes me back to my childhood. Ben and I think we both used to be altar boys, didn't we, Ben? Did you used to go on as well? Yeah. And that smell just takes me straight back to being a little Catholic altar boy in church right away. It's got a really tangy flavour to it as well because of the pickles on top. It really does have all them sort of flavours in one little dish. Absolutely delicious.
Guys, could you imagine me and David as altar boys? I think God's looking down now like saying, what the hell's happened with these two? It's hilarious, isn't it? But it's true. We were lovely little Catholic boys once. I went for the alternative. I went for the tofu. Bloody tofu. Who wants blooming tofu in the meal? But let's have a little taste of it. But tofu isn't for me. It's like eating a piece of jelly on your plate. It really is. It feels like custard. But the actual taste is freaking delicious. Also got the cutest little cocktail. My gosh, lots of words thrown at me, guys. I can't remember it all. Let's have a little try. The only thing that matters is the taste anyway. Oh, that's fiery. That's got a bit of fire, that does. Absolutely delicious. Cheers, guys.
Next we have what they call the healthy option, which is the beetroot. So it's called beetroot cannelloni. It has a pesto interior and it has beetroot bubbles on top as well. I like the interior. The beetroot is very earthy tasting, but the pesto on the inside is quite nice.
Ooh, that's really, really nice. It's like a stuffed little beetroot with some pesto. Really earthy, really sweet, but savoury at the same time. Really like that one. Really nice dish. Got to say, I really am enjoying this second menu. I think I might be enjoying it more than the first menu because the first menu has some weird things like blue cheese. Make sure you check out our other Virgin vlogs where we show that first menu. Still very good, but I'm so glad that they've introduced something new just because it'll bring you back to the restaurant again, which is great.
So for the next course, we actually had a choice and it was either the meat or the fish option. So I went for the fish option. Oh my gosh, too many wines. I sound like Julia Childs now. The jus is really, really flavourful. It's kind of salty at the same time, which it really adds to the delicious flavour. Them heirloom tomatoes are so sweet and tasty.
Wow, I'm impressed with mine. It really does look like the lamb bikini of meals. I went for the lamb, you know, the one that Mary had. Let's have a little try of it. It's got a lovely little gravy jus on top as well and some little vegetables on the side as well. My lamb tonight has came all the way from New Zealand, so I'd like to thank it because that is a long flight, so well done, little lamb. Let's have a little taste, shall we? Oh my gosh, it is absolutely gorgeous.
I can't say enough how much we love that you can basically wear whatever you want. People are here in comfortable t-shirts, shirts, shorts. It is fabulous. Everyone looks smart, but they're not dressed like a penguin. It's really nice because you just feel comfortable. You can come whatever you feel most comfortable in, and that is what we love about Virgin.
Right, we're in a rush, guys. We finished our dinner in the test kitchen. Absolutely delicious. We had a lovely dessert. It was like a strawberry dessert, and it had cream that had wasabi in it. So it was super spicy. Really lovely. Anyway, we're in a rush because the show's on. It's a brand new show on this ship, Resilient Lady. It's called Persephone. So let's go have a look, shall we? I do love a good bit of entertainment, and on Virgin Voyages, it's always something very different. So let's head off.
The new show Persephone was absolutely fantastic. Acrobatics, amazing dancing, incredible singing. It was a wonderful show and definitely a must-do. So, do Virgin Voyages deserve their place as the #1 cruise line?
I really think they deserve their place as the best cruise line in the world, the best big cruise line in the world with the large ships. Obviously, there's all different types of ships and luxury brands, but for premium mainstream cruising, we think Virgin definitely is the #1 cruise line. We've added all of the scores that we've talked about all the way through this episode, and we're going to give it an 8 out of 10 overall. It's not perfect, no cruise line is, but we genuinely love it. We think it's such a fantastic, inclusive, fun, great vacation to have. We just love everything about it. We'd like to thank you so much for watching. We thank you so much. We really appreciate you watching. Please hit that subscribe button and the like button down below. It really helps us out. And a big thank you to our patrons as well. Thank you so much for all of your support. It helps us to be able to cruise and bring more content, especially honest, unbiased content. That's our motto. That's what we want to bring you. In return, we bring you extra behind the scenes episodes, early access to our videos, ad-free access to our videos, so no annoying ads, a monthly Zoom call and more. That's it till next time. Happy cruising!
This one night, oh, this one night.